Good morning, everyone. Hello. Thank you for joining me. I am Ronnie Jean, aka Respect the Deck, and I am here with the reading for my air sign. So if you fall under the sign of Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus, this message is for you. As a disclaimer, if it don't apply, let it fly. But if it makes sense, tip your reader a few cents. You feel me? I'll leave my information down below in the description box so you guys can send a donation should you be so inclined. Yes, so I am here with this reading and I'm going to get right into it. Since that's what you're here for. Okay, so the first card that came up for you guys is the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is a card that talks about feeling trapped. As you can see, the woman in the card is not only bound, but she's blindfolded. So not only can she cannot see what's around her, but her hands are bound. She can stand. There are no shackles on her feet, but nonetheless, she is bound. So to me, this card, is because it's swords too, and swords deal with the mind. This feels more like not being trapped for real, but feeling as though you're trapped. The thing about it with the Eight of Swords is that the ropes that bind her, they're loose. So she could work them off if she chooses, but this is a choice. You have to want to free yourself from those chains. You have to want to unlock the shackles. If you have the key, that would be the only reasonable action to take, is to free yourself from this prison that your mind has created. That's what it feels like. The blindfold is a symbol of confusion, and not in the unknown, not knowing, which is a scary place and position to be in. But if you're the one that's responsible for keeping yourself feeling stuck and trapped, then that's problematic. That's something that you have to figure out how you're going to free yourself from, because this card is saying that you're the one creating this situation. The next card that comes up for you is the Ace of Coins. Now, this is a card of new beginnings in finances, for example, in the material, in the 3D realm, the material plane. This talks about, you may find a new opportunity to make money. There may be a really good idea that you have or you get that's like an aha moment, like you just figure something out that is going to be beneficial for you, is going to be lucrative. This is a journey that you must take. This is the starting point of something successful. The Ace of Coins, he's coming up out the ground, like he was working to find that coin. He was doing the work and the digging to find it. And to me, it's like you have treasures buried within your mind that you have to dig for in order to uncover and bring to light. Don't be afraid to share your ideas. Don't be afraid to embark on a new journey, a new business, for example, if that's something you've been thinking about. If you're an entrepreneur, this is a good time for you to start taking steps towards or making some kind of plan to start your business and to, you know, actually start making moves. The Page of Wands is the next card, and this card feels like a very fresh energy. It normally indicates a youthful energy. Wands deal with fire. Fire is passion, action. This feels to me like a planning stage, you know, like he's sitting down and he's writing out, he's sending a message out. And maybe this is a special message that you'll receive or you have received from someone important with ideas of a passionate kind. Perhaps this is someone you may potentially go into business with. You know, maybe they have some good ideas. They have a message for you. You are the light. This card also says to me that you are the light. You know, you have to put in work. You have to do something with the passion that you have. You can't just let it die. You know, write your plans down. Maybe do some creative writing exercises that could be beneficial to kind of just work out your, you know, just exercise your brain a little bit. Keep you sharp. The next card that comes up for you guys is the Chariot. And this card is a card of coming to a place where you feel like you've accomplished a certain thing or a certain set of goals that you've had. This feels a lot like, you know, you have people working together to help you, take you in the direction that you're wanting to go. If you can see the two people in the front, they're carrying the chariot. So to me, this talks about like getting to a place where you can kind of rest a little bit, you know, but just knowing that you can't rest for long because there's still more work to do. But you are experiencing and have experienced some success. Now, this could be a past venture. You know, perhaps you had a particular business plan or you had an idea that you wanted to run with. So you started doing it and you were successful with it, you know, and maybe you thought you can kind of chill, and that's cool for a little bit, but you know, you got to keep working too. Take a moment to rest and pause and kind of look at how far along you've come, analyze where you're at, you know, both what's behind you, what's right there in front of you, and what's for you. You know, what's for you, you don't know. The only thing you can really judge is what has been and what is. You know, you can't deal too much in the what will be, because that's the unknown. We never know how things are going to pan out for us, you know. But don't let that deter you from taking steps to make your dreams possible, to make your dreams a reality. Like you will be successful in your ventures. You just have to take the step, you know. And once you do, you'll get to a point where, you know, you can kind of just relax and, you know, watch the money come in if it's a business venture, for example, you know. But it's still going to require work, so don't rest for too long. Don't take too long of a pause. The next card that's coming up, you got another Ace of Swords this time. And the Ace of Swords is, you know, a card that says if you are not clear mentally now, you soon will be. The Ace of Swords is a card of clarity. It's a card of new ideas, opportunities more challenging opportunities coming in, maybe something that helps you to use your brain a little bit more. Perhaps you have opportunities coming in, or that you want, you know, that involve doing more, challenging yourself more, so that you learn more, you know, because the Ace of Swords, again, the swords are mental. They are associated with the mind. So with the Ace of Swords, you know, this is like, I feel like it's a lot of new ideas, you know, or maybe one really good one. You know, you're coming up out of you're coming up after this search, you know. That's what it feels like when they're coming out, when the characters in this particular deck are coming out of like these treasure chests. It's like, you know, you're coming out, you've been searching for something all this time, and then you're coming out with it like victorious, like, look what I found. Like, how exciting is that? You know what I mean? Like, think about it. If you're like seeking treasure and you come across gold, like, that's what this feels like. It's like you've struck gold, you got something really good. So don't, you know, don't just let it fly, you know, don't let it go by the wayside, because it's something, your ideas are valid, and you should, when it comes to your ideas, like, think them, you know, like, don't feel like any idea is too absurd, you know. Write your ideas down, you know, and look at them later, and maybe, you know, try to see which ones are the most realistic for you, you know. Like, I know for myself personally, and I'm an Aquarius moon, so the messages that's coming out right now are, you know, to me, they make sense, because it's like, I have a lot of different I have different talents, and because of that, you know, I have different passions. And that can get a little tricky sometimes. It's like the jack of all trades, right? The master of none. And like, I can say that I feel as though personally I've mastered writing, because I'm a musician too. So I feel like I've reached a certain level of mastery. Now, when you have reached that certain level, you can't get too comfortable there. And that's, I guess, too, what the Chariot's saying, right? Like, you can rest in your in the good. You can rest in your talents, and you can rest in these things, these natural gifts of yours. But at the same time, like, know that there is no ceiling, you know that there is no cap. Like, you could elevate continuously, you can ascend continuously. Like, where's the ceiling? Go outside of your house, you tell me where the sky ends. You tell me where outer space begins, you know. Like, I don't know, but it's just limitless. The opportunities are limitless, and you have to seize those opportunities as they come. The next card is the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is, I love this card. This is one of my favorite cards. And then the Somnia deck, just, Nicholas Bruno is just amazing. He's the creator of this deck, and it's one of the most amazing decks that I have. Like, I love it. But if you can see with the High Priestess, basically, you're very intuitive. You have this inner knowing, you know, and maybe you may not take it seriously. Maybe you doubt a lot of the inklings that you get, and a lot of the things that come into your mind you think are, you know, irrational, or you know, like, too far-fetched. But that's not exactly true. You know, you need to definitely, like, not take your intuitive gifts for granted, you know, because you have this inner knowing, you know. and you're able to feel things and see things that other people may not. And the thing about the High Priestess is she doesn't reveal what she knows, because doing that would ruin things. It would ruin the meaning. Oh, I gotta go. It's a police officer here. Oh, look at this.